What happened?
The things I determine as really successful are things that you sort of have to be the engine on, or things that you generate yourself.
Where did it all go wrong?
His Twitter bio is showing you the parts of me that tested the best in focus groups.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure that he's joking.
It's not every day the husband gets to interview his wife's love interest in a film. It's kind of crazy.
I don't remember seeing this on the schedule.
Dive in, shall we? So I saw you posing in a photo with Mrs. Reynolds, and I'm sorry, what do you call her? Do you guys have a nickname or something? Okay, no, just so it's Mrs. Okay. Anyway, I saw this photo. It was very...
Hollywood loves a power couple. Two A-listers, effortlessly glamorous, seemingly untouchable. But what if behind closed doors, one of them wasn't just shaping their own image, but quietly influencing the fate of the other? Ryan Reynolds has long been Hollywood's golden boy. The witty, charming star who seems to have it all. But lately, cracks are starting to show. As more details emerge about Blake Lively's career setbacks and the drama surrounding her latest project, one name keeps coming up in the background: Ryan. Could he be more involved than anyone realizes? And if so, how much of Blake's current situation is actually his doing? To understand where this all started, we have to go back to what should have been a defining moment in Blake's career. Her lead role in It Ends With Us, a movie adaptation of a massively successful novel. Fans were obsessed when the casting was first announced. The book had a passionate fan base, and Blake stepping into the role of Lily Bloom seemed like a perfect match. But the excitement quickly unraveled as whispers of on-set drama began to leak. Director Justin Baldoni, who also serves as a producer, reportedly had serious creative differences with Blake. What started as minor tension soon escalated into a full-blown conflict, with disagreements over artistic direction, reshoots, and control over the final cut. It was the kind of behind-the-scenes disaster that industry insiders love to gossip about. But what made it even more explosive was who else was allegedly involved. Here's where Ryan enters the picture. While he wasn't part of the film officially, insiders claim his presence loomed large behind the scenes. According to multiple reports, he was deeply invested in how Blake's role was handled, offering strong opinions on everything from the script to how the studio was marketing the film. Some even say his involvement led to additional friction between Blake and Baldoni, creating a power struggle that made working conditions nearly impossible. Mentira, tension didn't stay behind closed doors. Fans noticed inconsistencies in the film's promotional campaign, delays in the trailer release, awkward cast interactions, and a general lack of enthusiasm compared to other major book-to-movie adaptations. There were even subtle signs that Blake herself wasn't thrilled with how things were unfolding. And let's be real, Blake is a pro at media appearances. If she was struggling to keep up the usual charm offensive, something major had to be happening behind the scenes. And if this all sounds eerily familiar, that's because Hollywood has seen this type of conflict before, and it rarely ends well. Take, for example, the infamous fallout between Edward Norton and director Tony Kaye on American History X. Kaye envisioned one movie, but Norton, an actor known for taking control, fought to reshape the final edit. The result? A public feud. A director who distanced himself from the film, and a project that, while critically acclaimed, was a nightmare to complete.
Made it to the screen because Edward Norton, the actor, was permitted by the producers to edit and alter the film, increasing the role of his own performance while decreasing the integrity of the picture.
Industry veterans know that when an actor starts stepping into creative control, it can either make or break a movie. So what happens when it's not just the lead actress, but her Hollywood heavyweight husband pulling the strings from the sidelines? Those close to the situation say Ryan's influence went beyond the usual support system of a spouse. He wasn't just offering advice. He was actively making calls, weighing in on decisions, and allegedly pushing for changes that weren't well received by the creative team. Now, this wouldn't be the first time Ryan has been accused of being a little too hands-on when it comes to Blake's career. Some industry insiders have quietly speculated for years that while she's incredibly talented, her choices have sometimes been overly influenced by Ryan's brand and career trajectory. It's no secret that Ryan has mastered the art of public perception. His career is built on perfectly crafted humor, a sharp media presence, and a carefully curated, relatable guy image. He spent years cultivating a persona that feels effortlessly cool. The guy who's in on the joke, but still plays by the rules of Hollywood success. And it's worked. He's become one of the most bankable stars in the industry, effortlessly moving between blockbuster action films and quirky indie-style comedies that reinforce his carefully designed brand. But what happens when that same level of control extends to his wife's career? The biggest red flag came when reports surfaced that, at one point, Blake wanted to take It Ends With Us in a completely different direction, leaning into a darker, grittier interpretation of the story. But somewhere along the way, that vision was allegedly diluted, leaving behind a movie that feels like it's trying to be everything and nothing at once. Fans who were hoping for an emotionally raw performance from Blake have started wondering, did she lose creative control, or was the project doomed from the start? It doesn't take an expert to see the similarities between this situation and other high-profile Hollywood conflicts. Many leading actresses have struggled with being seen as fully autonomous when they're married to a powerful industry player. For years, people assumed Angelina Jolie's career choices were always linked to Brad Pitt, when in reality, she was making her own calculated moves. Similarly, Jennifer Lopez has constantly faced speculation about how much her partners influence her projects. And now, Blake Lively, a star who has proven time and time again that she can hold her own, finds herself in a situation where people are questioning just how much of her career is truly in her control. Of course, Ryan's involvement isn't proven, but the pattern is hard to ignore. And that brings us to an even bigger question. What does this mean for his carefully constructed image? Ryan has spent years branding himself as Hollywood's funniest, most charming, and most supportive husband. He and Blake have built their public personas on teasing each other online, playing the perfect couple, and always presenting a united front. But as these reports surface, people are starting to see things differently. Could Ryan's behind-the-scenes maneuvering be hurting Blake more than helping her? Some insiders believe that instead of stepping in to protect her from bad decisions, he may be steering her away from opportunities that don't fit within the power couple image they've cultivated. And if that's the case, how does that affect her long-term career? Blake is at a crossroads. She has the talent, the fan base, and the industry respect to continue leading major projects. However, as we've seen with other actresses in similar situations, Hollywood is not kind to women whose careers appear to be controlled by someone else. And with It Ends With Us already facing mixed reactions, some believe that Blake could end up taking the biggest hit, not Ryan. So where does this leave everything? Is Ryan Reynolds actually hurting Blake's career without realizing it? Is Hollywood finally starting to see through the polished, perfect husband image? Or is this just another case of a power couple being scrutinized for things that happen all the time behind the scenes? One thing is certain, this story isn't over, and if there's one thing Hollywood loves, it's a plot twist. What do you think? Is Ryan overstepping, or is this all just industry politics as usual? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's biggest controversies.